Hello everybody, it's Dan, your friendly fishmonger at dansfish.com. I've got some amazing fish to show you today. Let's get started with these. Alright, here's a nice group of Congo spotted puffers, and these have not eaten for a little over 24 hours. I think when you feed puffers a whole bunch right before you take a video, that's cheating. I think then you don't get a real good sense of their actual condition. So I wanted to show you these before I fed them so you can see their actual condition. Now, these are eating everything. They're not picky at all. So I'm going to throw in some, so I've got some vibrobites here. Hikari vibrobites, just to show you. And drop some of those in. And they'll eat them without any problem. Well, once they, right now they're distracted by me. Puffers are funny. They're like little puppy dogs. They get to know you and they get very excited when they see you and they come up to the glass, and sometimes that means they are so focused on you they don't see the food. But here you go, nice little meal of vibrobites. They'll get in on that. They'll eat that. Now it takes a little while. When they first come in, they just want live foods. Then we transition them to frozen foods. And then eventually we can transition them over to vibrobites and pellets and things like that. Now we always feed frozen mixed in. I don't think prepared foods is like what they want to eat all the time, so we give them a good variety. But I just wanted to show you this because there's a lot of folks that don't think puffers will eat prepared foods, but I just want to show you the proof here. They eat it pretty well. Now it takes a long time to get puffers ready to sell. So let me actually show you a batch that isn't ready yet so you can see the difference. So I was not planning on showing these since they're not ready for sale yet, so I haven't cleaned the algae out the glass or anything, but just look at this, look at the comparison. It takes about 8 weeks for us to get the puffers from this, where they're low body weight and not ready to go, to being fat and sassy and healthy so they'll make it for our customers. And what this is a record of all the medications we've given them to get them there. ICX, kanamycin, nitrofurazone, all the stuff we've done to clean them up and get them healthy. They're healthy now, but they're still skinny. So they've been through their medications, but they're still skinny. So it's going to take several weeks of lots of food, and after that they'll look like these guys. I mean, look at the difference in body weight. And again, I haven't fed these guys for over 24 hours, just because I wanted to show you what they look like when they have an empty belly. So that's why puffers are expensive. It just takes a lot of time and effort and care to get them fat and sassy. But once they are, look at these little piggies. Once they are, they make amazing pets. These are an undescribed species of rainbowfish. They are Melanotania from callytimbuni. No species yet. Maybe one of the Frederici. This is a very, very, very pretty fish. This is one I see every day because it's right by my desk. This is Melanotania. This is a Frederici as well. These are Sungai Klasam. And look at these guys. Let's see here. He's behind the light, but I think we can see him. See how he's got like that tuxedo stripe? I like him a lot. They remind me of like a harlequin rasbora or pork chop rasbora with that pork chop stripe they have. Pardon the particulates in the water. We just scrubbed down the front glass on a lot of the tanks we're going to show you today. And so that makes for a little bit of cloudy water. That'll settle out though, but it's going to be cloudy on some of the tanks. Look at this absolute horde of dwarf chain loaches. A big group of these is awesome. Now, what I like about this fish is it doesn't get too big. It has bold color and pattern, and they're friendly. They don't get aggressive like other types of botilla loaches can. And because of that, you can get a nice big group of them in a tank of that isn't gigantic, and have all the behavior and silliness of like, I don't know, clown loaches and things, but in a small package. All right, here's a rainbow fish you don't see every day. This is Melanotania papua. It reminds me a lot of Sexlineata tabubil. It's a small fish. These stay small, so we're talking 2.5, 3 inches max. So if you don't have a lot of tank space, this is a good option. And they color up beautifully. Melanotania papua, good option for someone that doesn't have a big tank and likes the, small dwarf Melanotanias. Now here's a real treat for you. This is Melanotania Gary Lang guy. I love Gary Lang. This is just one of the fish that blows my mind every time I see it. The pictures don't do it justice. This video won't do it justice. They color in and they hold their color throughout the day, and they just look stunning all day long. One of my favorite species of rainbow fish. Look at that guy right there. There's just something awesome about that horizontally striped color pattern and the bright yellows and oranges and reds they get in combination. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, if you wouldn't mind taking a minute to give it a like, to subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that schmazz us YouTubers are always begging you to do, it'd be appreciated. But now let's go look at more fish. Here's a personal favorite of mine, the albino koi swordtail. This group is rock solid. I think they're gonna do well for you. Now, a lot of koi swordtails have a reputation for being, delicate? As in not hardy. This group, I think, is solid. We've had these for several weeks, and they're doing great. So albino koi swordtails and a hardy group that I actually think will thrive. Now check out this rainbow fish. This is one you might not have seen before. These are very uncommon. This is the Melanotania from Lengaroo. And neat, handsome, different type of Melanotania. Starting to get some color, starting to get those dark bars, starting to flash. They get this nice orange-ish flash up top of their head. And just doing the rainbow fish thing, which is basically taking forever to color in, but as they do, turning really pretty. All right, the next fish I want to show you is a really unique tetra. Something that's just different from most tetras. We'll show you some gudgeons, we'll show you some cichlids, and then we'll move on from there. So this is a hummingbird tetra or a darter tetra, one of the Characidium type tetras. They're a tetra, but they don't have much of a swim bladder. They're a bottom-dwelling fish, and they have a neat swimming style. They kind of hover around the bottom, much like a hummingbird, which is why they're sometimes called hummingbird tetras. Just something unique, something different you don't see every day. I think they just add a different cadence to an aquarium. And then here come the gudgeons. Here's some peacock gudgeons back there. They're coming out. They see there's food now. Oh, the colors on these peacock gudgeons are something else. In here, besides these, full red albino guppies, we also have these Pygmy hatchetfish. Now these are fun. They stay small. They're a pint-sized little hatchetfish. They'll do great in a nano tank, or a big school of them in a big tank is something awesome to look at. If you like hatchetfish, but you want a small one, and a hardy one also, Pygmy hatchetfish. And I promised you we'd look at some cichlids, so how about some Threadfin acara? What I like about these is they're a fairly peaceful cichlid, much like a geophagus type. Now, they're barely starting to get their color in. They don't really get it until they get to size. But you can kind of start seeing a little bit of the reds and blues and the spangling coming in. Nothing like they're going to get, though. They're going to be a fairly good-sized, impactfully colored, shall we say, cichlid. Right now, I'd say these guys are between 2 to 3 inches. They've got a lot of growing to do, but they're super healthy. They're doing great. We have a few fairly unique species of Firemouth cichlids here. This is one of them. This is the black gullet, named because instead of the bright red gill flares that the typical Firemouth, the meek eye, has, these guys have a bold black colored gill flare. So they're Thorichthes, just like the meek eye. They're a different species with different colors. Man, they love that food. So that food I'm feeding, for those that are going to ask, that's a Hikari Massivore Delight. I like it because it's water stable for a long time, and the fish can take their time eating it. Especially if you put some in with some small fish. The small fish can just graze on it for a long time, and I like that. I like fish having food available for a long time so they can graze naturally instead of just, here's your food, you better eat it within 2 minutes, and that's all you're getting for the next day or so. That's not natural for most fish. All right, here is another unique species of firemouth. This is Thorichthys aureus, the blue flash firemouth cichlid. They're finally getting big enough that they're starting to color in just a little bit. Nothing like they're going to get when they're fully mature yet, but it's starting to come in. You're getting that nice kind of orangish red robin's breast color coming in, and the blue starting to come in. So they're going to be lookers in a little while. But right now we're talking about I don't know, maybe a 2-inch fish, roughly. That's the thing with these Thorichthys. Give them some time. They'll color in, and they'll start pairing off, and they'll look stunning. I'm not sure what I should show you next. There's so many good choices. I think I'll show you some gobies. We have some amazing gobies in. So let's go on a little round of goby looking. You know, before we get to those gobies, I almost forgot to show you these. This is Laeticara fulvipinnis, a beautiful little dwarf cichlid. They're going to top out at 3 inches, 3.5 inches, something like that. They get great colors, and my favorite thing about them is they porpoise like a dolphin when they beg for food. It's the cutest thing. Usually we open the lid and they start porpoising, so they'll like go up and down out of the water like a dolphin begging for a fish. Hover there with their faces out of the water saying, "Feed me," and it's so cute. In my humble opinion, it just doesn't get much nicer than this. This is a group of Stiphodon anniae. The colors are, you know, we think of saltwater coral fish, and I hate that we always compare our freshwater fish to them when they're pretty, but that's what I'm gonna do. They remind me of the vibrant colors of like a saltwater reef type goby. Beautiful little things. These stay small, they're not big, they're a small kind of delicate body shape. They're pretty hardy though. Once they settle in and recover from import, they're darn hardy. So small fish, tough fish, and you can keep a big group of them. They're fairly peaceful, and they have great color. Look at them there. They're devouring that Hikari Massivore Delight pellet. Getting very excited about it. Like your typical goby, tons of neat behavior, little clowns, stick to stuff upside down, display. Oh, that guy's feeling a little bit like, hey, this is my pellet. I don't think you should have any. I think I want all of this pellet. Yeah, you couldn't eat all that, big guy. All right, another neat goby. This is another Stiphodon. This is Stiphodon pelowensis. They're just starting to get that kind of dark coloration coming in. They've settled enough that they're starting to color in. They're going to get a bright blue face, and they're going to get neat, like black saddling across the body. You can kind of see the dark saddling coming in and the blue coming in on the face, but it's not near where it's going to get. They're going to get a lot better than this. Although this is pretty darn good. But I love Stiphodons because they're hardy, they're easy. Oh, look at that guy. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. See that blue nose and that dark banding, I guess you would call it, across the body? That dark banding is going to get black, like a solid black, as he settles in more and more. Anyway, as I was saying, I like Stiphodon gobies a lot because they're hardy, they're beautiful, neat personalities, and they're easy to feed. They take pellets and algae wafers and all that without any problems. Now, the blue neon Stiphodon goby is a favorite of a lot of people. This is like one of the mainstays of the Stiphodon goby species in the hobby, and the reason is, look at them. Look at that beautiful blue coloration. It'll get even more intense as they grow and settle in more. And they have all the benefits of all the other Stiphodon gobies. Easy, hardy, beautiful, personable. The other thing about them, though, is they don't cost too much. This is one that is more readily available. So it's easier for the collectors to go find these fish and bring them in. So we don't have as high a cost as some of the other Stiphodon gobies. A lot of these gobies, they're far flung on all these islands all the way across the Pacific Ocean. And to travel all the way to New Caledonia, let's say, to collect these so that they can be brought into the aquariums, that's expensive. You have to do a whole expedition or going to some remote place on Papua New Guinea. So some of them, like this one, are closer to urban centers where they're easier to get to, easier to collect. and so the price is less. So you'll see a wide discrepancy. Some gobies are, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 bucks in the Stiphodon complex, and others can be hundreds. Just depends on how hard it is to source them, and some of them, whoo, look at that looker. Some of them are very hard to source, but this one isn't hard to source. Here we have some Melanotania callytimbuni, and if we can get that male right there to turn, he's behind, there we go. You can see the nice orange coloration they get. This guy's, he's getting close to 3 inches, so he's starting to get some actual decent color, and that'll come in better and better as he grows and matures more. Give us a broadside. There you go. Come on. Pretend you're on the walkway. You're on the catwalk. Show us you're sexy. Ah, he's a pretty boy. And they're in here with some Crobia jinguensis, a very underappreciated dwarf cichlid. Peaceful, doesn't get too big. Gets nice orange and red on the sides, kind of up in the face by the gills. Hardy, just a great little dwarf cichlids. Here's a tank of black paradise fish. There's many species of paradise fish in the aquarium hobby. Usually we just see the common one, right? I think they call it the blue, and there's the albino form. I'm forgetting the species name at the moment, but we see that one all the time. But there's lots of beautiful species of paradise fish out there that we almost never see. This is one of them. For those that don't know, we've been breeding freshwater pipefish. They're a close relative of seahorses. And I think I see one. It's behind this log in this little bit of Java moss. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's 3 of them back there. Let's see if we can get you in to really see them. Shoot, I stirred up some dust. Look at them in there. Those are baby pipefish that were born and raised right here at Dan's Fish. They're doing fantastic. Those guys have to be 2 inches already. Yeah, that's awesome. I've been wanting to make a detailed video of the spawning and raising of these, but they blend in so well with the Java moss and other stuff we have in here to make them feel comfortable that it's very difficult to make a video. But hopefully you got a good look at them there. Those are, oh, there's still back there. There they go. Anyway, just a joy to breed and raise some baby freshwater pipefish. Just super fun. Quick Otocinclus check. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I walked by the tank and they were all out front on the glass. These guys haven't eaten since yesterday, and look how fat their bellies are. Fat and sassy. That's what we want in our Otocinclus. This batch is just doing great. Anyway, let's move on, but Otocinclus check out. So here's a fish I tend to feature in a lot of these tours just because I like it so much. This is Oryzius profundicola, the yellowfin ricefish, a species of Oryzius that you just almost never see. There's a lot of super common ricefish out there. This is super rare. This is a more tropical species, and I was hoping to catch some males flaring. Pardon the squeakiness. I'm up on a ladder to get this for you. That's why it's squeaky. But I didn't catch them flaring. They do it often, and it's awesome when they do, but we'll catch them munching instead. The horde on the pellet. Look at these killifish. This is Natholebius zonatus, a absolutely beautiful annual killifish. I believe these are from Peru. It might be Colombia. And these are hardy and easy. I'm going to feed them some krill flakes here, and they eat it just fine. Now, there's a lot of killi purists that say you should only feed killifish live foods, but those are hobbyist breeders whose main focus is breeding. So it's true, if you want to get your fish in breeding condition, I'm trying to get them. Yeah, there we go. As quickly as possible and get as many eggs as you can so you can raise a bunch, then yeah, live foods, nothing beats it. But these are all males. Males have all the color. And so if you just want a pretty tank of killifish, you want a tank full of males. And in that case, they're not going to breed, so you can kind of feed them anything. And these are not picky. They'll eat anything, which is awesome. I had to pause to show you these. Bleeding heart tetras. You know, not super rare or anything like that. But look how pretty these are. It's a nice, big, 2-inch bleeding heart tetras. Look at this male. You can tell he's a male because he's got that extended dorsal fin with the orange on it. That guy right there. Whew. Oh, that's a good-looking fish. It's a good-looking group of fish. Anyway, every now and then I'm walking around the fish warehouse here at Dance Fish, and I just have to pause and appreciate what I'm seeing. And I get to do that many times a day. I'm the luckiest dude in the world. Oh, I love my life. After a lot of trying and looking and hunting, I have finally found a very nice group of Celebes halfbeaks. We also have another variety. We have the red Celebes halfbeak as well, which I'll show you in a bit. But look at these. That is a good looking fish. And they're super hardy. They're doing fantastic. Let's feed them because that's always fun to watch. As you can see, we haven't lost a single one. If we had, it would be noted on this sticky note here. So they've been rock solid from the beginning. Celebes halfbeaks that came in looking good and have been hardy, which I'm thrilled about. And these are, I'm going to say these are about 1.5 inches right now. They're going to get bigger than that, but right now we're sitting at about 1.5 inches. And here are the other ones I was telling you about. This is the red Celebes halfbeak is what they call it. These also are doing very well, have been very hardy for us. So that was the Celebes halfbeak, and this is the red Celebes halfbeak. Oh, look at them display here. Here we go. You guys gonna do it? Oh, I missed it. This guy went. We're gonna hang tight here real quick. Did you catch that? And zoom out. There we go. Look at him wrestling. Boom. I love it when they do that. They gape their mouths and they spread their fins. And since we're looking at oddball fish, let's show you a real oddball. Oh, that's just Johnny. Let me show you a real oddball fish. Take a look at this. All right, here it is. This is the glass headstander. These come from Trinidad. It's a kerosene, kind of like a tetra, but very unique. Look how interesting these guys are. Oh, they usually get on the food super fast, like a trout or something, but I think the camera's freaking them out. Oh, there they go. Now they've noticed it. Nothing gets a fish to stop being shy like food. Zoom out so we can see the action. They're used to getting fed at the top, I think, so staying up there. But anyway, look at that unique shape. Oh, look! They just splashed me. They got so excited about the food that they just splashed me from up there. That's funny. Anyway, glass headstanders, super unique. Don't get too big. We're talking about 3 inches. I mean, 4 would be an absolute monster. And they do have kind of big jaws. They are a little bit predatory, but they don't bother anything they can't easily fit in their mouths and eat. So you can keep them with community fish, provided the other fish are big enough they aren't going to be seen as food, and you know they won't be aggressive to them at all. Really interesting kerosene. Speaking of headstanders, here are some regular headstanders. I think these are the spotted. I don't know if you can hear this, but when they eat, they make a clicking sound. Listen. Okay, I'm going to put the camera right up next to the aquarium to see if we can hear it. It'll probably blur out the image, but you might hear it. Well, I don't know if you could hear that or not, but it's pretty unique. Every time they take a bite, they go click, 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 click. And look at that horde. They like their Hikari massivore pellets. I want to be clear that we don't just feed Hikari massivore pellets. We feed a wide variety of foods. I think that's important for your fish's health, that they get a wide variety so they aren't missing any aspect of nutrition they need. The reason we feed Hikari massivore pellets so often in our videos is because, number one, the fish love them, so if I drop them in, they're going to come out and you'll see them. Also, it's one pellet instead of a bunch of flakes, so the fish will congregate in one area, which makes them easier to film. And they don't make a big mess. Like flakes, you'll often get particulates all in the water column, and it kind of clouds the water up quickly, which makes for bad video. So I just feed them on video because they're kind of optimal for video stuff. But please understand, this is not the only food I feed. We feed lots of different foods. Some are veggie foods, some are protein foods like the massivore pellets, some are frozen, sometimes we feed live foods, sometimes we feed up straight up vegetables like zucchini and stuff. So I just don't want to give the impression that the only thing we feed here at Dan's Fish is massivore pellets. Just a quick stop to appreciate these yellow goldback shrimp. This batch is amazing. They're throwing really high quality babies. I really like this strain. Yellow goldback shrimp. If you're in the market for a really pretty Neocaridina, and you're like, I've had the red ones, I see the blue ones, I want something else. These absolutely glow. Yellow goldback shrimp for the win. One of the most underappreciated little cyprinids of all time is the pearl danio. You won't know it till you get them in your tank because it doesn't show up well on film or in camera, and in pet stores they're usually washed out and not happy, but these things glow. They're really pretty. I would keep them in a lower level tank because seeing them from the top is when you see most of that nice purple iridescence. I don't know if it's going to show up here at all on camera. But if you're looking for a fish that's not expensive and is very hardy and very active and doesn't get too big, I recommend these. Well, here's another tank I had to just stop at to appreciate real quick. Black ruby barbs. I showed you these quite a while ago and they hadn't developed any coloration yet. They're finally getting old enough that you can see that black and ruby coloration coming in on some of the males. And they're just going to get blacker and redder as they grow. These are absolutely stunning fish as they grow in. Right now they aren't showing their full coloration. They're just starting to get it, but believe you me, one of the most stunning barbs out there. Look at that tornado. It's just fun to watch. I like to call it a weather pattern when you feed these guys. It looks like a weather pattern across the aquarium. All right, let's feast our eyes on these. Look at these beauties. This is one of the tetras we imported from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. One of the rare, hard to find Congo type tetras. This is Aurantiacus. This is from Lefini River. So this is the Aurantiacus. I said that a little wrong, but anyway, the Aurantiacus from the Lefini River. Often called the blue gold tetra because they have that blue with the gold contrast. And let's feed them a bit. These are doing really well. There's a couple in there that are skinny enough that we wouldn't send them to you. But almost all of these are doing fantastic and are ready to go at this point. There you go. Playing rugby with the Hikari Massivore Delight pellet. It's just fun to watch. You can see that blue on them. I hope it's coming in on camera. That bright gold color. I've got a few other African, wild, rare African fish to show you. Another fish out of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. This is the copper-nosed Rheamus christii. They remind me of a hill trout. This is like Africa's version of a hill trout. And I don't know if it's coming through, but they have a bright copper-colored nose, hence the name. Super active, like look at the speed of these guys. Peaceful, but very active. And they get these nice barring up the sides. So in a lot of ways, they look quite like a hill trout. All right, another of the rare Congo type tetras out of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. This is Phenacogrammus, if I'm saying that right, species. These are from Mokobile, from there. The P stands for Phenacogrammus for the genus. It doesn't have a species name, but it's from Mokobile. Let's go with that, Mokobile. These are doing fantastic. I don't think we've lost any actually of these. So this is one of the groups that came in. It was skinny, it needed to be fattened up, but it was hardy. So Oh, I just scared them. Yeah, they are a little camera shy. As soon as they saw the camera, they were like, we out of here. Trying to get in there without scaring them. Alright, that's not a bad shot. You can kind of see the yellow and orange colors coming in on the fins, I think, in this shot. Okay, here's a very, very special fish. This is Nanachromis parilis. These are collected from the Congo River at Kinshasa, the province of Kinshasa. And they're doing fantastic. Really happy to have some of these. We often see Nanachromis transvestis, I think is how you say it. But rarely do we get to find this one, the parilis. As you can see, they like food as much as any other fish. Look at the colors on the bellies. That's what I think is so neat about these guys. Strawberry leperinus, need I say more? Look at these guys. Smallest one in here is maybe 2.5 inches. Biggest one is maybe 3. 2 to 3.5 inches. Oh, that guy's a monster. That guy right there, that's a big fish. But let's just appreciate these guys. This is beautiful. So this is a Mecha Splendens, and I just caught this guy here displaying to his lady. Now we usually feed these guys a lot of veggie foods. We give them protein and stuff too. But today I'm going to give them some massivore pellets. The Mecha Splendens, the butterfly split fin, butterfly gudeid, however you want to say it, is a neat gudeid, a live-bearing fish. Fairly uncommon. I mean, for a gudeid it's not super rare, but for a live-bearer it is. And hardy, they can take warmer temperatures than a lot of gudeids, so if you're in the upper 70s, you're just fine. The water in this tank is 80 degrees right now. Kind of ranges around 79 to 80. The males get this nice bright yellow band on the back of the tail that you can see on this guy. Our picture on the website doesn't show that. I couldn't get a clear picture of the male. And they're just a neat, neat fish. Man, there's nothing more fun than walking around and looking at a bunch of awesome fish here every day. I'm the luckiest guy ever. If you would like any of these fish, go visit our website, dansfish.com. They're available. The fish you saw are the ones that are for sale. And if you like this kind of material, I have something for you. We do a live stream every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time at the Dancefish YouTube channel. We geek out about fish, have discussions, and just, I don't know, nerd out basically on aquariums. So if that's your jam, then we'll see you there. Till next time, hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.